There's a war going on, the books can't escape from the team called the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a pleasant good Friday to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for a Good Friday, April 18th. We've got NBA play-in action tonight with our two final games. Find out who's making the playoffs. We've got Major League Baseball, a full schedule as well, and we now know officially all the teams. Well, we knew already, but we're ready for the NHL playoffs here and get ready for our sports betting weekend. A little bit light on some of the sports, but we're ready to be deep into it here in just a day or two. So get ready and let's have a good start to our weekend. Hope everything went well for everyone on Thursday. Definitely had some good action in Major League Baseball. And let's say hello to the folks in the chat and get the show kind of started here. What do we got? I mean, we've got MLB, we've got those two games. What else can we talk about here today? There's a couple of Friday fixtures overseas. A great tennis action this morning from Europe. And what else is going? No NASCAR this week. The golf is underway, we know. And maybe that's what I should have on here, actually. What am I doing? Let's say hello to the folks in the chat. We do have some special coverage there. I see a sub. We're going to talk about that right away. It's kind of our featured attraction here today. Cash Kane joining us here today. Now I'm concerned. No Thomas here, third straight day. But Zoe here today. Good morning to Zoe. And thank you. Let's get ready for a great week here. And wants to go deep into some. Hey, I said we've got our typical Friday fixtures certainly here today. I know we've got one going off here in La Liga and one also in France. But talking about championship today, and we're already underway there. Thank you, Zoe. We might have some folks that can help you out here. I didn't get too deep into it, but I do see we got Luton leading 1-0 over Derby County, and we got a full slate of games coming up at the top of the hour. I see you. Joe W., hello. Kiadra's ready to go today. And Zoe firing away. Great to have Zoe in here with this action here. I've got my golfers lined up pretty good from my picks for the weekend. Definitely dotting that leaderboard a little bit right now with some of those names as well. I'm on Wyndham Clark here this week, as well as let me see if I can make sure I have my golfers here. For today. Yeah, I'm on Cantley as well this week. Spieth is hanging in there. Even JT Poston was one of my picks this week, and he shot a 68. I know it's not going that difficult out there this week, but I popped in Poston there. Wyndham Clark's already got a birdie here today, starting things off. And I had Xander. I had to fade Scotty because of the odds. But obviously, if Scotty right now is 3 strokes back of Justin Thomas, that made the odds very, very close right now between those two heading into today. Scotty, in fact, is still the favorite here. And JT, about 5-2 or so, maybe a little higher. Henley 9-1. Clark 20-1. here. Can't lay 28-1 with Morikawa. So good leaderboard at the Heritage. We had that great video this week from the guys, and that's a lot of action. That's a lot of golf. It's a lot of golf action, but no NASCAR this week. Racing's kind of taking a week off. Okay, here's Sub. So here's Sub talking about it. Godsey by submission today in the PFL co-main. Now our coverage, just to be clear here, maybe Sub can correct me on. I looked at the times here, but we're definitely going to have our usual. The PFL card starts at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific with an undercard. We're looking at the middleweights and lightweights tonight in the PFL. It's kind of our featured coverage here this week. We'll have pre-gaming, I believe, in its normal time slot, and then we'll be joining you for live coverage, I believe, here of I want to say it's going to be the final 3 events for sure with the guys. Maybe a 4th one we can squeeze in there if they're running a little long today. But again, coverage starting here on the channel, reportedly at 6:50 p.m. Eastern, 3:50 Pacific time. So we'll get 3 fights, I believe, in for sure with the guys here tonight as our featured coverage on Friday this week. Like I said, the PFL card does start at 5 Eastern and 2 Pacific, middleweights and lightweights tonight. And our featured MMA coverage this week with no UFC is going to be PFL tonight with the guys here on the Sports Money Network. So they'll be ready to go, firing away. And I'll probably be firing a little bit as well on the PFL tonight as the main, MMA coverage this week. All right. Twisted is here as well. NYC Bars coming off a big parlay yesterday in Major League Baseball. Nate DeGreat is here. And Zoe talking about those golfers. Yeah, we're on them here with those prices there. It was on my free subscriptions. I'm not peddling it here. I guess I am kind of, but maybe I'll go into the commercial here because I said my plays this week, and I guess they're official now. Shoffley 12-1, Cantlay 16-1, Spieth 33-1, Wyndham Clark 50-1, JT Poston 50-1, and Sahith Theegala, he's choking like I was there, 60-1. Did not look good yesterday. Finished near the bottom, so I do have a clunker in there for sure. Kiadri here. All right, and okay. Oh, let me see. Sub here's got the info. Members only live stream early. Okay, wow, that's hot. That's hot. That's pretty good here today, and totally cool. Thank you, Sub. Glad somebody's giving me the info on that. All right, there's Kiadra ready to go as well. Hey, I just want to recap a little bit here of Major League Baseball yesterday. We had some pretty good picks, I thought, so I'd kind of take a little victory lap a little bit. Let's see how you guys did and recover some of the games and see what's going on in Major League Baseball as we get ready for action here on Friday night. We did have a winner here on the show with the Athletics. Bombs away for the Smashletics. 4 home runs. White Sox lose again. A's aren't for real. I mean, maybe they're picking on another bad team, but kind of hard to ignore all these home runs that the A's are hitting a home and on the road right now. They've definitely got a little bit going here. You know what? You got to spend a little money. They've got a few better players. They're got some interesting players there and guys who can hit there. With that trio, so they get it done there yesterday. Hey, how about we had Detroit there yesterday for that winner with Reese Olson over Kansas City. The Tigers got it done as Riley Green had the big hit. Also over with the Yankees and Tampa Bay. Judge had the big hit in that one, and the Yankees said they felt weird going down there to Tampa Bay. We had the Mets and Griffin Canning over St. Louis yesterday. Vientos window to homer in that one. Also Texas over the Angels. We had Texas there with Rocker on the show over Kokonowitz there yesterday. 4 losses in a row. Now all of a sudden the Angels are 500. Garcia, Seager, long balls. Hockey action. We had some good winners. Yeah, well, hockey. We need more games that don't matter. Oh, what's going on here with the scoreboard, you guys? I was reading off the script there. Let's get the odds back on there. You don't want to have to look at me here all show. Maybe you do. But we want to take a look at our live odds board back there. Remember, you don't have to look at me. I show a live odds board back here. You can kind of see things in progress. These are live, up-to-date numbers. See, there are some games today. Look, there's the Espanol. This is our action in soccer today. You see the lines here. Our 2 main league games here. All right. So, yeah, we need more games that don't matter because I did pretty well. Over here on the show, Islanders and Columbus. We had the over. It went over easy there. We also had Columbus, Puckline, premium pick winner. Look, I'm not saying these games are easier and everybody's complaining about them. It's a good storyline. But it is a little bit easier to predict when the teams are practically diagramming their strategy for the final game. And that's where you just follow these moves. I mean, look, we all want to pretend to be experts here, but first and foremost, I'm a market handicapper. These games, when you see these moves go down, I think that's why we crushed this card. Carolina on the road. We had them yesterday on the show. It was wild. It was fun. Carolina got it done. And it also went over for a premium pick winner there. I had Pittsburgh over Washington. Who didn't? I mean, come on. Pittsburgh sucks. Washington's got the best record. Take Pittsburgh. We did. We won. Tampa Bay stunk it up. We did have Buffalo over Philly. Of course we did. Come on. Well, they were a favorite, I know. But we also had the premium pick winner on the over there. We swept the board with premium pick winners over at winnable.com. Detroit didn't get it done for us, but Calgary, easiest of winners. Come on. Calgary on the road against a team with the best record at home. Of course, we took them as a dog, and they crushed yesterday. Some nice stories there. How about the young, what's his name? Tyler Ward, the son of the former. Ward used to play mostly for Buffalo. I know the boys will remember him. God, what was his first name? The dad. But for the Kings, it was the first time that a son of a player that had played for that team had ever played for the Kings. You'd think that's kind of unusual. It's not. There are many teams with siblings or children that had played for the same team as their dad. That was the Wards there yesterday, and Ward came up from the minors. He scored the goal for the Kings, by the way, and his dad did play for the Kings. I'm trying to think of his first name here. Maybe you guys can help me in the chat, especially my Buffalo crew. Ward, he played for Buffalo in the 90s, 80s, probably would be the 80s for sure. Okay, let's get it going. Thank you, Nuke. Yeah, smash it, like it. We don't have Thomas here to give us our signal, so please like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. And let's see who else is here. Steve is here. Steve Aleftarian is here. We did do a golf video this week, Steve. Under the videos tab is the Sports Betting Bros gave their picks. My picks were behind the not a paywall, but I had my free picks. Let me give this transition here, and we'll get back to it. You can get picks every day from me, including my golf action was free this week over at winnable.com/Ramon. Here I have a subscription package where you can get some premium picks every day. We had some college baseball. We went 5-4 in college baseball, but talked about those premium pick winners there as well. In Major League Baseball yesterday. We had a pretty good card there. We're in some tennis right now as well over there. And also, you can get my picks all weekend. I send out a couple of updates every day. I do my show here to give out some free picks, talk about sports betting and the entire card, the landscape, and then continue to send out more picks throughout the day. There's plenty of sports out there that I'm interested in. I have heavy volume bettor. So if you want more picks, and it's also how you support me here on the show. We're a viewer supported show, so all your likes, your subscribes, your comments in the chat, these are the things that mean the most to us. And to keep me on the air here, you could get my premium pick package for $19.95 a month. That's 56 cents a day when you use the promo code STEAM. All right. Let's get ready to do our previews of the games. Thank you, everyone, for joining me here. So get ready. Friday is our big day. It feels like here right now because of the PFL action tonight. This is when we're gonna be with you this week, hanging out, having fun. We didn't do anything last night on a slow card, so and without anything going tomorrow. This is it. If you want to hang out this week with the guys, probably round me up and make me do it as well if I get over there. All right. Let's go, you guys. We got to start the show. Thank you. Here. No, it wasn't Burt Ward. Now you're going to make me look it up.
Final.
Dixon Ward. Of course, he only played 1 year with the Kings. He played most of his professional career with the Sabres. So thanks, Cash Kane. Yeah, we had a good day with some of the picks for sure. I guess maybe I'm only good at picking games that don't matter. Let's go to some games that matter in the NBA. Let's get the show started. I don't know if you're going to like what I have to say. Let's see what you have to say in the NBA today. Keadra's ready to go with baseball, but I've got to start with our NBA games tonight here. Who's in, who's out in the playoffs? You do have, remember what I said, right, with this awkward format. And here you have the 10 seed coming in here that never advances. But yet they're a pick 'em in this one because, well, they're the Miami Heat. And I guess there are some things you could look at where the Miami Heat might have an advantage over the Hawks here. They've started to play a little bit better. They've got the coaching pedigree behind them a little bit. They have the experience. Certainly over the Hawks, right? As far as their recent battles are concerned. Yeah, I know the Hawks won a couple as well here this year at home. Home teams served it up in this series. Miami won 122-112 back just a few weeks ago, and also 131-109 at home. But Atlanta won their games at home 98-86 and 120-110. So it was Atlanta here at home. Remember, the Heat are the 10 seed. The 10 seed has never advanced in the 4 previous years of doing this tournament. So that's kind of tough to me even to overcome maybe in this spot against an Atlanta team. Look, I think maybe Miami's look better here. They're also the most interesting thing about some of these play-in games are these road teams have the advantage as far as covering the spreads. Miami, for example, 24-14 against the spread on the road this season. Atlanta, we know they're dismal at home, 15-26 as at home against the spread. So, but do you really trust that this is the Miami team all of a sudden could be the team that could be the 10th seed? Have they really grown that much here? I mean, they're 8 games under 500. The Hawks are 6 games under 500 or so. Might be 5 now with the previous matchup. But so let me see what you have, because I think this is the most interesting thing about it to me. Again, this is what I harped on from the beginning. I said with this format, and you get these 10 seeds in here, they've never advanced, and they get another chance at it. And I don't know if it's just that the 10 seed ends up, of course, they're the worst team, but the way the tournament is conducted here, maybe there's something to that. Miami's won 13 of the last 19 meetings between the two teams overall. 4 out of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Interestingly enough, we know Atlanta's an over team. They are 26-15 to the over at home, where they don't cover the spread. Meanwhile, Miami, where they do cover the spread on the road, they're 14-27 to the under on the road. But Miami's been going over here of late for sure. 5 of their last 6. Atlanta's gone over in 11 of their last 16. Yeah, you might mix in a little playoff intensity defense, right? You got to play a little bit of defense, but this ain't the playoffs. This is the play-ins. All right, let's see what you have here in this one. Cash Kane likes the Heat. It feels like it's going to be Heat in the chat. Here's Blue on the Heat. Hi, Blue. And Kiadra, Miami first half. Got to ride the Heat for Zoe. Legacy's ready to go in the playoffs here with the alternative line in the late game. All right. See a little football talk in there. I guess the football news is around Aaron Rodgers. Anybody feel different about Aaron Rodgers today after seeing the big interview there yesterday? Or is it just more of the same? It feels like he's going to retire, doesn't it? Good morning to Old E here today. Fade Trey Young on Blue. I believe in this type of statistic. I know maybe it's been my storyline for too long. I've harped on it all week. Once we get to that final game in that weird format, the 10 seed never loses, said Ramon. I think that's what I was saying. So could they really win here? I mean, both games are the same deal. You got the 10 seed in here, right? So really, can they? Is this one of them's got to win eventually, or will it be 5 straight years? 10 seed doesn't advance in this. Now maybe it's different. Next game has a significant handicap to it, right? But here you've got a pickup. Robert says Hawks and over. Jermaine, Hawks first quarter. 9 Legacy, Hawks money line. Here come the Hawks. Is it me because I'm on my pedestal here now that the Hawks plays come in? It's obvious I'm going with the over. I'm going with the over here. Maybe that it's kind of funny, right? Because I say, hey, if the Hawks don't perform well at home, then they end up going over. But could the Hawks come out here all fired up? Wait a minute. Are you guys not changing on me here? Are you guys some of you were on the Hawks, but Kiadra says maybe it can go both ways here. I don't know. It seems if the road team gets out to a lead, it's going to be 71-47 like the other games, like those other two games. 71-47 in both of those games? Maybe that. All right, let's see. Zoe on the over here. I feel like maybe because of Miami, I think some people will say, oh, Miami, if Miami wins. And what is the popular side here? What is the public side here in this game? It feels like it's Miami. And I'm Mr. Miami, it feels like usually. But I believe in this 10 seed never advances. Miami's definitely had some ups and downs here. So, all right. I'm going with the over as my play here on the show. And I don't know. That's usually not for me, but I'm doing it here. Give me the over. And the move is on the over. Clearly, the widely reported steam came in on the over as well. And so now we're looking. Oh, look at what I have on there. I have a totally stale line here. It's 220. There's some 219 and a halves out there, but it's definitely higher than this number. And maybe there's some pick'ems out there. In fact, I'm showing some of the sharpest books have moved to Miami as a favorite. I guess I didn't even look at that. You'd think it'd be a big deal with the line, but I think we know what we're dealing with here mostly. Let's call it 1 and 220 for the Heat. And I'm taking the over as my morning steam play here on the show. All right, that's it for you guys there, it looks like. Okay, now we got the same thing here with another 10 seed here on the road, and it's Dallas, right? So eh, they haven't exactly been burning it up, and we know the storylines here with the. Now, look, um, there's nothing we can do. We can't turn back the clock. We can't go get Luca. It is what it is. Anthony Davis is playing an outstanding. Anthony, if you really lined them up, now granted the Lakers look all cool and Luca and LeBron, what a basketball chemistry, right? They can read each other's minds almost. With Anthony Davis, you got to kind of force things a little bit if you have that other superstar. And yeah, he's a superstar now, with no Kyrie in there. We know, but Anthony Davis is playing pretty sick right now, no doubt about it. Uh, what I'm saying is, if you look now, he's already missed all those games, so we know the complexities of the trade and why we don't want Anthony Davis or wouldn't make that deal. But if you lined him up for one game, you might say, you know what, Anthony Davis, I might still kind of want to take him over Luca in some situations. Maybe could I say that? Well, he's looking pretty awesome. And Memphis, this is a team that fired their coach a few weeks ago, right? Because it's a disaster, and Memphis has been totally up and down. And John Morant has a sprained ankle, a severely sprained ankle. He'll play, I'm sure. I mean, he got back in and played, but hey, we can all kind of go back in and play right away. Well, not all of us, but you know what I mean. Sprained ankle, you sprain it. You saw him taking the what a scene that was. Did you guys see that when he was taking the Advil and the little boy wanted to run up to him and talk to him in a way? And I think he saw him too. The little boy could have been, 6 or 7 years old wearing a John Morant jersey on the road there as Morant was taking his Advil to get back out there. And it's a little easier to play on a sprained ankle immediately after it happens than it does 2 days later, right? So he's got a severely sprained ankle. There's no doubt about it. He will not be one. He will be slowed slightly, probably slowed.
Final.
But 10 seeds still don't win. Could they cover here? They might cover. Go to the comments in the chat of the game between Dallas and Memphis fired their coach. That's how good things were going there. I mean, how good can they be? I mean, I know that we just fire coaches now midstream. We know good teams fired their coaches too. We're not going to throw Denver out, but all right, let's go to the chat here. Memphis, Memphis is never, honestly, right? Nothing special. Desmond Bain is special. Here we go. All right, you guys had oh man, did I miss some of the comments back there for Atlanta? You guys, I'm sorry about that. If I did. All right, NYC bar talking about I'm all into that, but I got to think these 10 seeds just don't win. Maybe this is the year they do. Dallas on the points for Kiadra here. Blues on the Mavs. Kiadra also first half. Dallas and the points and the over. Zoe on Dallas. Everybody's Dallas. Maybe even on the money line. I can't do that. Sharon's here today. Did Sharon hit the one-teamer yesterday on the consensus? I might owe Sharon. I think we actually had 250 hits. I might owe Sharon what game was it, you guys? I know it was a one-teamer. the old one-team parlay. All right, Sharon, I'll get you here. Oh, interesting. Terrell's always out there with me, taking a chance. But Zoe says, could the consensus play be the Mavs here? Wow, yeah, maybe. Did anybody take Memphis? I didn't see one Memphis in there. So, okay, I'm down. I need some help. Hope Thomas is okay now. Now, it might be understandable. You know what? We're not. I think if, we're a little slow. Thomas loves basketball. And maybe when we get to tomorrow with the 4 games, hopefully Thomas will be here. Maybe these were good days to take days off a little bit from me. Okay, I'll mark it as a consent. I'm taking the over. I'm taking another over in both games. I don't know how I ended up there, but I did end up on the over here. Now I think these two teams are, uh, you know, kind of under teams here this season. Dallas has gone over in four of the last five meetings between the two teams have gone under. Memphis is a pretty big under team at home, 15 and 26 to the under, but I'm taking the over here actually in this game. All right, I've got over in both games, man. How about Bain over 3.5? Here's Nasty Nate. He likes the Mavericks here in the second quarter. All right, I'm going over. Huh. All right, I'm going over in both games here tonight. I guess that's it. Memphis 2-13 against the spread at home in their last 15 games, 5-11 against the spread as a favorite. Dallas 27-14, just like the other game. In both games, the road team is a far superior spread team than the home team. Hey, the Yankees are taking some steam right now. We're going to transition to baseball anyways, but the Yankees probably going to, I think they started as an underdog, but I think the Yankees are moving to favorite here in their game against Tampa Bay. I'm showing them $1.15, maybe even $1.20 here in some spots right now, as the Yankees are favored against Tampa Bay. Now let's go to baseball and see what we're doing here today. We got one crazy day game on tap. You don't need AccuWeather to tell you what's going on with this one. You just need the line. You just need the line to tell you what's going on with this one. Maybe it's 10.5 over, but it feels like it's 11. It's 11 everywhere. It's 11 juice to the over. It's going to 11.5 by the time we get off the air. This keeps up in the matchup here. Where's my Windy City crew? Here in this one with the Diamond. Corbin Burns is pitching and Colin Ray. And this thing's through the roof with Arizona favorite on the road. $1.20 or so. Feels like on average, maybe even a little lower. $1.25 maybe looks a little high. Arizona's hot though, and they're looking good. But the Cubs are playing well this season. Nobody's complaining yet. Here. So let's see what you have in this one between the Cubs and the Diamondbacks. It feels like a real night. It's good that the Cubs are winning now and make these early season Friday afternoon Wrigley Field games that much more fun for now. All right, let's take a look at these with Corbin Burns coming in with a 5.28 ERA here. So, yeah, to say he's been underwhelming would be a little bit of an understatement for sure here in this one. Burns has struggled here a little bit right now, but still, I mean, Arizona went out and they got him here, and Arizona's looking pretty good. 12-7 so far. The offense is on point. 5.5 runs per game coming in. What is the exact miles per hour here? Just 13 to 15 miles an hour out to left field for two of the top offenses in Major League Baseball. Yeah, I said it. I don't think it's any secret. I like this Cubs offense, and maybe it's not a great matchup against Burns, but Arizona's got a pretty good matchup against Colin Ray. But still, Colin Ray. Let's not to mention Colin Ray here, pretty strong 4 games so far this season, but made some appearances after an opener, I believe, right? He's got a 1 ERA, 1.1 whip, 257 batting average against, a 321 BABIP coming in. So Ray's been very, very solid. And so is this Cubs offense, averaging 6 runs per game almost so far this season, and the pitching's been pretty on point too. Colin Ray's got good control. So let's see if you guys like. We gotta like this game here to start us off with some afternoon action. Arizona's on fire right now. They just smashed Milwaukee. They smashed Miami coming in. Cubs lost 2 of 3 to the Padres, but they did beat the Padres at home for the Padres' first loss of the season at home. So Cubs 12-9, playing well. All right, let's go to the chat in this one for our Friday WGN matinee. Here's Blue on the Cubs, Trevor Davis Cubs, Robert McCormick Cubs. Good morning to Wine Time. And Wine Time, we've got that UCLA news this week. Here's Cash Kane on the over. Why not? Got to go over here, right? Got to be way over. Are we going to get a slugfest here with this crazy matchup? And Sharon there, Diamondbacks. So he's on the Cubs first 5. Team total, D-backs team total over. Here's Arizona in the over. Everybody's saying it. Also very warm in Chicago. Well, warm now, right? High 60s here today. Luis likes the over. Spoon says you got Nico to go over in his hits, runs, RBI prop. Good morning to Luis. Here's Cubs for action. Jackson, Kiadra, Cubs team total over. And Terrell says Ray gets lit up here by this Arizona lineup. Man, you got to take the over here at least, huh? There's a lot of Cubs support, and it was both ways. It felt like in there, huh? Is there's both Cubs and maybe more Cubs. This Arizona team's on fire, man. I'm taking the over in this one. I'll buy into it. I'll buy into the 11 over 20 or whatever it is right now. It probably going up. Better get it now. Better get it now is what it feels like. Probably could have had 10.5 over. Everybody knew this game was going to be this type of windy conditions here, but I can only come on at 7 o'clock in the morning to give out the over, so I'll give it out at 11 over 20 here right now. I think that's the biggest line there. Twisted on the Cubs as well, so I don't think it's a consensus play, but there's definitely plenty of support for the Diamondbacks as well. There was some Diamondbacks support. Okay, let's go to the night games here now. And Zoe said, "Man, Arizona's hot. Arizona's hot, but the other teams are just as hot. Man, Arizona's hot. San Francisco, Dodgers, Padres. What a division." All right, the Royals here, Cole Reagans and Jackson Job for Detroit. Does KC and Detroit, do they just play once a week? They play a 3-game series, go play someone else, and then they play each other again? For Cole Reagans here, he's 1-0 with a 2.28 ERA, 0.93 whip, 212 batting average against. Royals have lost 4 straight coming into this one. Detroit here for Jackson Job. Tigers are 3-0 with Jackson Job here on the mound this season. He's got a 3 ERA, 1.13 whip, 184 batting average against, and a 175 BABIP. This young hurler has looked pretty good here for sure so far. Detroit won yesterday, 6-1. We had them here on the show in that game. So Detroit here, an underdog with this young hurler. Yeah, Cole Reagans, we know he's pretty good and has looked good so far. But the Royals are averaging just 3 runs per game on offense. Meanwhile, the Tigers are averaging 4.5 runs per game. They are hitting. So let's see what you want to do here in this one, though. Royals are 7-13 of the under so far this season. They're allowing just 3.9 runs per game. Tigers allowing just 3.6 runs per game. These Tigers really, it's the starters are doing a great job. The bullpen hasn't been bad either. 3.43 ERA so far. Let's go to the chat though. Kansas City's bullpen, yeah, they're right there. 3.75, I think. All right, let's go to the chat though. In this one with Kansas City and Detroit. Kansas City, like I said, struggling. Lost 6 of 7 coming in. Detroit's won 9 of their last 14. Detroit 6-1 at home last 7 games. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Kansas City's under in 5 straight. Detroit's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games coming in. Kansas City struggling on the road. Obviously here, 1-8. Last 9, but they're favored in this one. Here we go. Here's Kiadra with Detroit under and a Nerfy 9 Legacy Tigers money line and under. Blue likes the over here. NYC Bar likes the under. You know, a lot Kansas City going under, but and these pitchers have looked good for sure. All right, the Royals team total under for Zoe. And Nathan says they're both terrible. You know what? They are both. Well, Detroit, like I said, they've been, I don't know, I guess they have been overachieving, but we've kind of waited for Detroit to do so. I don't know. They're going to continue it there, right? Jermaine says what we've all been thinking or doing, right? Hitting these unders in this division. Robert likes the under here. And Spoon says you got that 92 WRC plus versus lefties for these Tigers here. And Jermaine says, how about those Tigers? What are they making at home so far? Oh, boy, I didn't have the breakdown yet of home versus away because of the early season. So, but the Tigers in general are up 3 3.75 units so far. And Job, obviously, he gets you 1 unit every time. All right, Kansas City's the favorite. Detroit team total under for Sharon. You know I'm on Detroit here. I got to take Detroit. Give me the Tigers here. Feels like they're the better team right now. Cole Reagan's definitely the more respectable pitcher, more of a veteran pitcher. These two pitchers combined to go 2-5 to the under so far this season. But I'm going to take Detroit here for sure. Yeah, you're right, 9 Legacy. Don't sleep on that, right? They are right where they're supposed to be. I agree with that. Twisted here on the money line. That is you got some Tiger support in there. I don't know. Was it a consensus? No, I think there was a little bit of KC, right? Got the Guardians taking on the Pirates here in this one with Ortiz going here for both these pitchers, kind of junky. Majinski for the Pirates. Both pitchers with an ERA over 6. They both have 3 starts. They're both 1-2, respectively so far. Ortiz, 1.40 whip, 266 batting average against, and a 298 BABIP. Majinski, not worse, I should say, with a 6.23 ERA, 1.76 whip, 309 batting average against, and a 30 and a 415 BABIP so far for Majinski. Cleveland comes in. At least they've won 6 of their last 9 games coming into this one. Cleveland's won 5 of the last 7 between these teams overall. Pittsburgh does come in with a 2-game winning streak, beating Washington, won the series over Washington at home, 3-1. Cleveland lost those 2 games to Baltimore, being outscored 15-3 to the Orioles. Everyone to bury the Orioles there a little bit, but Orioles bounce back to win the series. And, the Guardians here so far, not awful, 9-9. Pirates are 8-12. But Pirates averaging just 3.4 runs per game so far this season. But these pitchers, pretty wild numbers here, it feels like. Let's go to the chat and see if you can make a pick or comment here in this one. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams in Pittsburgh have gone over. Cleveland just 1-4, last 5 on the road. Pittsburgh's gone under in 5 of their last 6. 7 of the last 10 between the two have gone over. Here comes some picks. Keandra said, was Detroit consensus? I thought there was a few Kansas City. Maybe I'm a little tougher grading, but I thought there was a few Royals out there. Yeah, in fact, JW is here. Okay, Guardians run line for Blue. How about that? Blue, see, that's the one thing I like about Blue. I'm not afraid to go with, Blue will take a run line that's minus 200. Blue will take a run line that's plus 150, one or more. Blue plays what Blue needs. I think that's the best thing about it. Ortiz mowed these guys mowed down Kansas City, Zoe said there. Tremaine likes the over because of those numbers. And Spoon says Ortiz, I don't know how much revenge you can get on Pittsburgh, but there it is.
Final.
Guardians run line for 9 legacy as well. How about that? You guys are willing to go a little further here on this one, get a nice healthy return on these guys. Flea Mathis is here today. Hello, Flea. Terrell says warm conditions today. It's heating up. Boy, 78, really? Ooh, man, that is something. Nice day there. Could be cooler at night. Okay. Jermaine's going Oppo Friday, I think, here. There's Robert. He likes the Guardians as well. I'm going to be hard to keep me off these Guardians, it feels like. I want the Guardians. NYC Bar took New York there. Zoe on the props here with Ortiz. Guardians first 5. That might be it from you guys. I'm taking the Guardians. I'm taking the Guardians here. Yes. They're favored. 120, maybe even 130 now here at a few square shops. It's definitely going up for sure here for the Guardians. It feels like a little bit of a move, but that's okay. I'm going with them on the show. All right, next up, got the Marlins on the road with Sandy pitching, going up against Zach Wheeler and the Phil. 210. Well, I mean, I know it's Sandy is pitching here, right? I'm not I know we've already, said, hey, well, we'll never see the same Sandy again. Well, the Marlins come in having lost 3 in a row right now. Phillies come in off of a win over San Francisco. They were able to split that series in a good series against San Francisco. For Miami, they got swept by those Arizona Diamondbacks. Sandy so far, I mean, come on. Got to find a way to take Sandy here. So far, Sandy 2-0, 4.7 ERA, 1.17 the whip, 182 batting average against, and a 214 BABIP. Don't care about the ERA maybe here with some of Sandy's numbers. Miami's won every game with Sandy so far. And we know Miami, they're just 8-10. Phillies 11-8 at home here. Of course, both teams are averaging 4.2 runs per game. The Phillies pitching has been a run better, but Sandy's pitching, I mean, come on. There's just no way of not getting involved with Sandy here in the Marlins. Like I said, the offenses they've matched them offensively, right? There's some steam coming in on Baltimore right now, everybody, in the matchup against Cincinnati here right now, just coming across a high sports wire. Baltimore is going to be up to $1.65 here in the matchup with Cincinnati. We'll get to it in just a moment. A lot of comments coming in here telling me I'm probably overreacting on this price. Hello, too. Zoe says Guardian's probably a consent. Yeah, you know what? You're probably right, Zoe. Thank you for picking this up here a little bit. I do feel like nobody was on Pittsburgh there for sure. Good call. Thank you, Zoe. Sorry that we don't have Thomas here today. Hope, like I said, I hope everything's cool. Oh, Caps is here. Blues got a first three over Joe T. Cashed his best bet in that game. We told you here on the show, right, with Joe's best bet total there in the game between San Francisco and Philadelphia. Joe gave it to you. Joe gonna give it to you. Here's Cash Kane on the Phillies. Twisted Marlins run line. Luis is on Cleveland. He's on Seattle as well later on, I think is what he's saying there. Phillies -2 for Jermaine. Wow, Phillies here. All right, I couldn't sell you guys on Sandy here. But I'm on it. Everybody's on. It almost looks like a Phillies unanimous, and I'm on. If off the. It's going to be a consensus, and I'm on the other side. It feels like maybe I better pivot to the total here. Well, I got 9 legacy at least, liking Sandy here to get some strikeouts. Full game under. Roberts on the under here in this one. Funny though, Phillies got all those in the Giants series was wild, wasn't it? And yeah, Wheeler in the Jermaine stats. Wheeler's already down. He's costing you about a quarter unit a game so far. And Sandy, he's winning you more than a unit per game because even with him, he's a dog. So I gotta find my way to Miami. So even if it's on the run line, how about if I just take the run line? That way, you guys are all over Philly. You guys are all over Philly run line here. I just want Sandy at this price. It feels like I'm taking the Marlins here, plus a run and a half, minus $1.30, whatever it is. I'm gonna take Miami. All right, that's it for that one. Twisted maybe with me here. Yeah, I mean I gotta take this run line. I'm not gonna doubt that like I said, both teams averaging 4.2 runs per game. I mean, let's take a look at the total a little bit with these two. Yeah, nothing. Miami 10-6 to the over as a dog. All right, that's it for that one. Okay, here comes some more Fernando on the over here. Terrell on Miami first 5. Maybe that's what it is. Take a Sandy to get you through there a little bit because Miami, their bullpen's been pretty mediocre, right? Pretty bad. Okay, here we go. Here's the Yankees and the Rays. Talked about yesterday's game, and right, the Rays here are the home team, but the Yankees are very familiar with this facility. They play their spring training games here every year. Yankees come in on just a 4-game winning streak. That's all after they clubbed Kansas City and won the first game of the series yesterday against Tampa. Tampa's lost 3 straight, dropped 2 to Boston, and then the game here to the Yankees yesterday. So, they're losing to the Red Sox. They're losing to the Yankees. Still, like we said, the steam came in just a short time ago on the Yankees here with Carlos Rodon on the mound going in this one. Rodon 1-3 with a 5.48 ERA, 1.1 whip, 177 batting average against, and a 192 BABIP. So not much run support for Rodon. 1-3 to the under shows that as well. So going up here against Drew Rasmussen. And Rasmussen's been one of the best pitchers in the league so far, 3 games, a 1-0 record, 0.6 ERA, 0.73 whip, 173 batting average against, and a 243 BABIP. Great control for Rasmussen for sure here. And, well, now you're getting him as an even money choice here, it feels like, at least, with Rodon moving up to $1.15 or $1.20 or so, but still have the Yankees mashing coming in, averaging now down to 5.9 runs per game. Rays are averaging 4.4 runs per game. They have the better pitching overall, or at least allow 3.8 runs per game coming in. Bullpen 3.47. Yankees bullpen 3.13 currently. So let's see what you got here in this one. The Yankees took the first one yesterday, but Rasmussen's kind of the, you know, I'm not saying real deal, but he's just obviously been pretty consistent quite a bit. He's a pretty good pitcher right now. Tampa still has lost 10 of their last 14. Yankees have won 5 of 6 coming in. Tampa's gone over in 6 of their last 9 games, but let's go to the chat here in this one. And I got to move the Yankees to the favorite here, obviously, with the graphic. I heard Mike yesterday. All of our graphics are homemade. I think he said, or have to be done by hand. Yeah, Mikey's show, and I type them into the StreamYard. But you know what? Allows me to make adjustments on the fly here. Yankees $1.15, 28.5. I think shaded to the under at minus 115. Rodon's costing you more than half a unit per start so far. Actually, Rasmussen has too. He also has been the victim of lack of run support. Despite his 1-0 record, the Rays have lost his other 2 no decisions.
Steam play.
Got some steam coming in right now in the background in the game between Minnesota and Atlanta today. Steam to the under here with Paddock going up against Elder. It was 8.5, but we could start to see some 8s here right now, believe it or not, with Paddock going. In fact, Bovada's an 8 flat. DraftKings 8 over 15. But Bet Online 8.5 under 25. Big move here to the under in the Minnesota Atlanta game, probably because those offenses, though, more likely than Paddock against Elder. Although I think Elder is due for some improvement here against that Minnesota lineup. We'll get to that game. But here we are on this one with the Yankees and the Rays. Let's hear what you guys have to say. Rodon, look, better numbers than his ERA would suggest, I think, so far here. But Rays are just 8-11 right now. Here we go with let's see here. Oh, here. Cash Canes on the Rays on the money line here. Blues on Yankees first 5. Luis on the over. Sharon is on the over. 9 Legacy. Yanks run line. And Jermaine says go under tonight and all over tomorrow. Dirty Red says start to fade these Angels every day right now.
Final.
Rays left runners on base last night. They can cash in against Rodon, says Terrell. Rays for Twisted. There's some Rays support in here. I'm probably going to be with you guys. Maybe Rays +1 if the line goes up here, says Zoe. Rodon caves in here today. Yankees money line for JW. Tampa team total over. So we're all over this one. All over the place here, I think. Someone's got some regression coming. I don't think it's Rasmussen, but against the Yankees, it could be. But I'm going to take the Rays here in this one to snap this losing streak and the Yankees winning streak. Rasmussen, pretty good. Going to keep you in this game. I'm going to take them now that Yankees have shifted to the favorite. I'll take Tampa. The Reds and the Orioles here. Andrew Abbott going for the Reds. Cade Povich for the Orioles here for Andrew Abbott coming in 1-0 so far. He made 1 start, 1.8 ERA, 0.8 the whip, 118 batting average against, and an 0.91 BABIP. For Cade Povich, he's 0-1 in 3 starts. Orioles are 1-2 with Povich on the mound so far this season. He's got 3.6 ERA, 1.8 WHIP, 369 batting average against, and a 451 BABIP. Rough numbers here for sure, but Orioles did win 2 straight over there over Cleveland, kind of proving everybody wrong. The pitching came through in there, and well, Cincinnati lost a couple of games to Seattle. Seattle won the series on the road at Cincinnati, so Reds heading on the road here, 9-10. Orioles 8-10. Coming in, Orioles 10-5-3 to the over so far, averaging 4.7 runs per game. Widely reported steam did come in here on Baltimore, as we explained. And in this one, you got Cincinnati. They were hot, right? They actually have won 6 of their last 9 before stumbling a bit, but they're just 5-11 last 16 games here in Baltimore. That's a pretty big sample size for this non-league series, interleague series. Cincinnati so far here 5-7 as a dog so far. Baltimore 5-1-2 to the over at home so far this season, including 4 of the last 6 games. See what you got in this one though with Cincinnati and Baltimore today. Pretty big line. I'm going to update it here. Actually, I've got it at least $1.65 right now. And the total here, 9/20. Here comes some comments from the chat. Textiles is taking us back to the 70s here with Dennis Rasmussen. Here's Twisted on the Reds run line. Textiles might be showing his age there. And Jermaine likes Abbott. We've seen, we saw Abbott excel. But, obviously right now, we don't just one start. So Povich has looked okay here. Orioles run line for blue. Cash Canes on the under. And let's see. Twisted likes the Reds to win this one. JW says, going up against the lefty, not so good. Yeah, that steam, though, concerns me, though. Sharps are not phased by it here. O's. Zoe on the O's here. Oh, that was team total over is what it was. Luis is on the Reds here in this one. All right. I'm going to try the under here in this one with Cincinnati and Baltimore today. Give me the under here with Abbott and Povich. Reds pitching has been fine. Just allowing 3.7 runs per game so far for Cincinnati. It's really been the starters, but the bullpen also good work so far. 3.07 ERA. Actually, it's a top 6th in the league in earned run average, that bullpen. Okay, here we go. Next up, Mariners taking on the Blue Jays. Now here's Wu finally getting the start, going up against Bowden Francis in this one. For Wu and the Mariners, they are now an underdog right now. I'm showing Bowden Francis a favorite here, at least $1.15. If not, even maybe a little bit higher here right now. Total here is 7.5 over, minus 115, maybe 120 here. So the Toronto Blue Jays have moved to the favorite in this one, going up against Wu here. So let's take a look, because with these two, you have Wu coming in 2-0 so far, 2.84 ERA, 0.94 WHIP, 203 batting average against, and a 244 BABIP. Pretty good numbers for Wu here. This is the Friday night Apple TV game, by the way. Blue Jays here with Francis. 1-2, 4.76 ERA, but 1.18 WHIP, 200 batting average against, and a 190 BABIP. So Francis, okay numbers for sure, despite a 1-2 record so far. He's probably due to be pretty good here, but still, Toronto, a couple of wins here coming in, wins over Atlanta. They won that series at home against the Braves. Seattle won that series at Cincinnati, as we just mentioned. Widely reported steam did come in on Toronto and the under here in this one. Seattle's won 6 of their last 7 games coming in, but Toronto's won 6 of their last 7 at home. Pretty good matchup here for two teams that are just a couple of games over 500. Mariners 10-9, Blue Jays 11-8. Feels like this one's a pretty good matchup, though. Let's see what you guys have. Francis is, they're 1-2 in his starts. Mariners are 2-1 in Woo's starts. Here's Twisted on the Jays money line. Here's Sharon, Jays money line. You know that Seattle and Toronto came in the same year, I believe. Yeah, the same year as expansion teams. Seattle and Toronto. Baltimore Orioles run line, Blue Jays run line. Under first half here for Sharon. Cash Kane says Mariners first half full game money line. Blues on the Mariners. Twisted's on the under. Sharon says Toronto for a nerfie. Kiadra says Mariners for a nerfie. So, you know what I mean. Say nerfies. We've got some nerfies here. We've got unders. We've got under for Twisted. We've got Robert on the under here as well. I'm on the Seattle Mariners myself. Give me the M's here in this one. Luis is with me. So he says Mariners are hitting. Terrell's got Toronto on the run line here. And good morning to Donut Silks in the chat. Cardinals taking on the Mets. Miles Mikolas going up against Drew Peterson here. Is that his name? For Mikolas, he's 0-2 with a 9 ERA. Not great. Cardinals here 0-3 with Mikolas on the mound, 1.6 the whip, 296 batting average, 356 BABIP. For Peterson here, he's got a 2.7 ERA, 1.38 whip, 250 batting average against, 317 BABIP. Mets $1.60. Maybe even a little higher right now. Total is 8. Mostly 8 flat. Yeah, mostly 8 flat for sure here. And let's go over some of the numbers. Get your plays here in this one. You have the Mets here. 5-14 to the under so far this season for the Mets. And this great bullpen, 2.09 ERA so far for the Mets bullpen. Peterson, look, I'm not going to complain about these numbers so far, although the BABIP is a little high. Mikolas, so weak numbers all around for sure so far, not looking great. But anytime the Cardinals and the Mets are getting together, 5 of the last 7 meetings have gone under between these two when playing in New York. Mets have gone under in 5 of their last 6. Cardinals have gone under in 7 of their last 8 games, despite the fact the Cardinals continue to mash, averaging 5 runs per game so far. But the Mets are averaging just 2.8 runs allowed each in their games so far this season. Mets come in 5 games over 500, 12-7. Pretty big price here with Peterson, though. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here in this one. Also, 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Mets looking terrific at home. This price has gone up here a little bit more now to $1.70 here or higher. Mets are 6-1 at home. Cardinals are 1-6 on the road. here, but Mets 4-3 at home on the run line. Cardinals are not covering the run line at all on the road. It seems like, but they are 7-6 as a run line dog. Okay, here we go.
Steam play.
Uh-oh. Let's see if we got here. Mets run line will start us off, it looks like. Blues on the Mets run line. Cash Kane, first 5 under. Jermaine says, what hand is Peterson? Peterson's a left-hander. And let's see here. Cards to smash here with Mikolas. Okay. Kiadra cards money line. Markel does not like that road record right now for the Cardinals. Pretty bad, right? But still, yeah, just a high price maybe here to want to stay involved with the Mets. Feels like it's still too high. The rent is too damn high. Mets big time under so far. We know that. Great pitching from these Mets. Can they calm these Cardinals bats down? I would think so. Remember, not only, yes, the Cardinals are scoring 5 runs per game, but they still have gone under in 7 of their last 8 games overall. So give me the under here in this one with the Cardinals and the Mets. White Sox, Red Sox. They just played, didn't they, in the other Sox town? But now we're in Boston here this weekend for the White Sox coming in. 4-game losing streak. They got swept at home by the swinging A's. And Boston, meanwhile, won that series in Tampa. 1-0 with that game there a couple of nights ago. Boston here, a big favorite, of course. $1.90 is what it says there, but it's a little higher here right now, $2 or more. It feels like here with the Red Sox, favored with. This is Hunter Dobbins actually getting his major league debut, his first start. He's a hard thrower here and arriving right now to make this start, called up for this game. Hunter Dobbins makes his major league debut against the White Sox. There's a nearly $2. No, let me see. Let me get that. He had a start already, right? What am I reading the script from last game that we had here? I thought we saw Hunter Dobbins here already, right? Okay, it was back a couple of weeks ago when he got sent back down. Okay. Yeah, he made that start back on April 6th against the Cards. He did get the win, allowed 2 runs in 5 innings. Boston won the game 18-7. That's what happened. But we saw what he can do, right? He threw 97 miles an hour at one point, gave up 8 hits, 2 walks, struck out 5. So Dobbins here with his second start, 3.6 ERA and a whip of 2, 500 BABIP. So a little sketchy on those numbers there. He got rocked a little bit. Let's see here. For Perez here and the White Sox, he's 1-0, and they've won 2 of his 3 starts, 1.59 ERA. Been a bright spot, obviously, so far for Martin Perez. Going up against this rookie pitcher, no doubt about it. Perez just a 231 BABIP, 158 batting average against coming in here. And here we go. You guys are going to have the comments for me on this one because I'm trying to figure out Hunter Dobbins' last start. Red Sox smash, says Nasty Nate. Here's Twisted on the Red Sox. Luis took the Mets on that other game here. And see what else. Anything here? Sharon got a nerfy. Keadra's on the Red Sox run line. There it was 18-7. Widely reported steam has come in on the over on this game. It's all the way up to 9.5 here for sure right now. And there we go. I'll call it 9.5 flat. I better call it 9.5. I'm going to call it 9.5 under 20 because I'm actually going to go under here. There we go. Under is going to be my play. I'm going to fade the steam. Everybody says Ramon's a steam chaser. He's always giving out the steam. He just chases steam all day long. That's not true. I'm going with the under here in this one. I'm fading that steam on this total. If you want to grade me at 9/20, go ahead. I'm going under with the White Sox and Boston. Boston's 7-12 to the under so far, 3-9 to the under as a favorite. White Sox have gone under in 7 of their last. Let me get it. I want to make sure I get it right. 7 of 10. 7 of 10. There was maybe a push in there, is what it is. White Sox just 2-12 the last 14 games. We know they don't hit very well, averaging just 3 runs per game so far. Red Sox just averaging 4.3 runs per game. So give me the under here in this one. Blue is going to lay big time runs. Says Red Sox totally blow these guys out. Robert is on the Red Sox run line. And Red Sox consensus here. I'm fine with that. Nobody wants the White Sox. I might actually, I'll go with consensus Boston here, and because I actually might just find a way to play the White Sox here, but maybe with some runs. White Sox team total over maybe here against the rookie Dobbins. Nuke says smash it, like it. Let's go. Comment in the chat here. Give me all of your plays in the chat after the show. Luis is on Boston here. Lots of Boston support. I get it, but you are laying a rookie pitcher here, $2 that did have a 500 BABIP in his debut. So, all right, Twins and Braves here in this one with Chris Paddock going up against Bryce Elder. Said the steam kind of rolled in here a little bit a short time ago on the under. Chris Paddock has a 9.49 ERA. Bryce Elder has a 7.2 ERA. So you know those sharps. They're always a funny group. They're going to push this total to 8 here. I got to correct it. I mean, it's definitely 8, right? Well, there's some. It's heavily juiced. If it's 8 under, I'll call it 8.5 under 20 just to kind of be conservative. And the line here is up to $1.40, maybe even $1.45 right now for the Braves here in this one. Braves have actually lost 2 straight coming into Toronto. Minnesota won twice against the Mets at home. Twins got a couple of wins over the Mets here this week. Is that right? Yeah, because then they had a day off. Okay. So for Paddock here, or for Elder here, 1.4 whip, 300 batting average against, with 267 BABIP coming in. Minnesota's lost all 3 of Paddock's starts so far, and the Braves lost both of Elder's starts so far. Which pitcher will improve? I would think Elder is a candidate to have improvement here against this Twins lineup, but these 2 teams are averaging both 3.5 runs approximately per game. I think the Braves are even lower than that. They're allowing 4.2 and 4.3 runs per game respectively coming into this one. For Minnesota here, they have been losing for sure. Come in with a road record of 3-7 so far. 1-3 is an underdog. Atlanta 7 so far as a favorite. We know things have been tough for Atlanta, struggling here at the start of the season. They're just 5-13 overall. These two teams have poor records for sure here. Atlanta, dollar even higher now. We're starting to see even a little bit higher than this right now with Bryce Elder. Let's see what you got, chat, in this one. Pretty high price here, but both teams struggling. We've got blue on the Twins. Twins first 5 here for Sharon. Twins money line for Twisted says, Paddock, but what are you going to do? Luis is on the over here. Sharon says, I could go with a Nerfy here. Jermaine says, it's hard to bet on Paddock, man. This price, though, is just going so high for me. I just don't know if I can do it. Like I said, I think I've got Bryce Elder as a candidate to improve here, but man, this price, $1.48, I want to take the Twins. I'm really stretching this out, trying to convince myself. All right. Give me the Twins. I'm taking the Twins in this one over the Braves. It's Friday night. I'm rolling with it. All right, here we go. Robert, you could have convinced me. I could have waited, and then I would have went with the Twins right there. All right. Right. Everything is baseball. You're gonna find I'm a little bit more. Anybody who watches the shows here a little bit knows that. Twisted and luck. What does that mean, though? He's got that 9 ERA.
Steam play.
So he says, okay. All right, here we go. Next up. Thanks, you guys, doing a great job here. We're almost done. We're almost done, believe it or not, with the show here today. Dodgers and Rangers with Yoshi Yamamoto going up against Jake DeGrom here in this one. You got Dodgers favored on the road, $1.35. Total 8 here in this one for Yamamoto. A 2-1 record in 4 starts, 1.23 ERA, 0.9 WHIP, 171 batting average against. Dodgers have won 3 straight. Beat Colorado easily. Well, it was 8-7 last night. Thought it was easy. It was 7-0 in the first inning, or what was it? I don't remember. It was 6-0, 6-1, whatever it was. And then Colorado came back, but the Dodgers won 8 to the Angels. Back to being the old Angels here a little bit, but still Rangers 12-7 of the league. It feels like so far. I think they've overachieved a little bit for to play the Dodgers here. Dodgers favored, but DeGrom gives you a chance, right? 4.3 ERA, 1.3 the WHIP, 232 batting average against, and a 231 BABIP says that his matchup will be just fine. It feels like here against Yamamoto here and this Dodger lineup, just so the Rangers just aren't hitting enough, averaging just 3.3 runs per game. But Yamamoto, he's pretty good. Let's see what you got here in this one. Dodgers have won 12 of the last 17 meetings between these two teams overall, but Texas just as hot. They're 9-1 at home so far this season, are the Texas Rangers. I think they've won 9 straight at home right now. They got to be live here as a dog, don't they? Let's see what you guys have in this one. Let me see what the run line's only $1.40 here. I'll probably do it. Because the Dodgers will probably win. Okay, here we go. Blues on the Dodgers. Otani to hit a home run. Luis is on LA. Twisted's on the Dodgers here. And Terrell says this Ranger lineup really doesn't do it for anybody. That's true. 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over, but Texas has gone over under in 4 of their last 5. And also, the Dodgers have gone under in 4 of their last 6 games. Still, the Dodgers are 11-8 as a favorite to the over. And after all, Twisted said he's leaning to the over right there. I'm going to take Texas on the run line. Plus 1.5, minus $1.40. I'm taking Texas here on the run line. Yeah, the offense isn't doing enough, but I want to give DeGrom a chance to have a good start here and keep them in this game. Texas obviously is have a little bit of good winning chemistry so far with this record. Yes, the schedule has not been as difficult, it feels like right now, but because after they lost to Seattle too. Keandra says Dodgers run line. Ramon. Okay, well, I'm already on Rangers run line. Okay, next up, Padres on the road taking on the Astros here. Young pitchers going with Hart for the Padres and Gusto here for the Astros. Padres come in with the best record in the major leagues, 15-4. A lot of it at home, we know, because they had all those wins at home. They haven't been on the road actually too much here so far. Just 4-2 on the road coming into, or I'm sorry, 3-3 on the road coming into this one. Padres have won 8 of 10 coming in, but Hart, the left-hander, 5.4 ERA, but 1.11 WHIP, 200 batting average against, and a 194 BABIP. He's looked pretty okay for sure for the Astros. And Ryan Gusto here, he's 1-1 with a 3 ERA, WHIP of 1, just 5 appearances so far. This is only his second start so far. He has a 3 ERA, a 1 WHIP, 204 batting average against, and a 259 BABIP so far for Gusto. Here, let's get your comments in this one. As the Padres come in, they have won 10 of the last 15 meetings between these two teams overall. 6 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over when playing here in Houston. Padres have gone over in 4 of their last 5 on the road. Let's go to the chat here with the Padres. And we've got Blue on the Padres run line here, Twisted on the Padres money line. Jermaine says he'll take Hart to get the win for a little better price. Luis says take the Padres. Keadra's on the Padres. Terrell's on the Padres. Wow. The Padres a consensus play today? Sharon says San Diego team total over. It feels like you guys have got the Padres to mash. All right. Feels like a consensus play from the chat. Look at this. Dying Legacy, Padres run line. You guys love the Padres more than I do. Is that even possible? All right. If you guys like the Padres, I think, look at this. Robert's on the, everyone's on the Padres. Terrell says road run lines, the bets are his favorite because you get to bat all 9 innings. Yes, but also the run line is also adjusted to the fact that we know that the home team might not get that at bat. Okay. Man, you guys love the Padres. I mean, how can it not be a consensus play here? I'm worried, but maybe because I'm, Padres fan and I'm like, oh boy. Give me the I'm going with the under here in this one. I've got the under. All right. We're a couple more here, you guys. We're almost done with the show. Here's the Athletics and Ginn taking on the Brewers and Peralta. For Freddie Peralta, 2.31 ERA so far this season for Freddie. 1-1 record in 4 starts. He's gone under in all 4 starts. He's got a 2.31 ERA and a .9 whip. 158 batting average against and a 196 BABIP. Brewers back to winning. They've won 2 in a row after winning the series over Detroit. We know the A's are, I don't know, they're pretty good. They just swept the White Sox. You can only play who you play, but man, they're mashing right now. The A's are averaging 4.6 runs per game. Brewers are averaging 4.8 runs per game. Both teams are allowing almost 5 runs per game so far this season. Pitching hasn't been great, but Ginn looked good in his first start. It went under. They won 1.69 ERA, 1.12 WHIP, 190 batting average against, and 2.14 BABIP for Ginn. See what you like in this interleague matchup here this weekend as the Athletics going to take on Milwaukee. A's have actually won 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two, and they've won 4 out of the last 6 here in Milwaukee. Basically, the last 2 years, Athletics have won the series. 5 of the last 7 games for Milwaukee have gone under. 9 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams have gone under. What do you like here? Milwaukee's won 7 of 9 at home, but the A's are looking good on the road, having won 5 of their last 6, as I said. And let's go to the chat. Seems like a high price against these swinging A's. Padres are a consensus there. Thanks, Kiadra. Hopefully you guys got these all at the end. Can tell me what they all are. I did try to write them down. I might only got 3 of them here. Let's see how hard it is without Thomas. Probably I could do a better job. But all right, Braves money line, Texas Rangers run line, New York Mets run line. Thank you, 9 Legacy. Terrell says the A's were with the White Sox, but that was playing the White Sox. Now you're playing the Brewers. Twisted says Brewers here, run line, Milwaukee run line for Legacy. Oh boy. Cash Kane, though, Athletics plus the runs. Tremaine, Brewers run line. Roberts on the under here in this one. Zoe here. Brewers. And Twisted says 6-4. Brewers mash here and get the win. All right. I think that'll do it in that one from you guys. Man, I want the A's here. I want the A's. What's the run line? You guys are all over Milwaukee here. I better at least try to take a run line respect. Oh, $1.60. I got the A's on the money line. I'm taking Oakland here tonight. I see a team beat up those tough White Sox, and I just can't lay off. I just got the price a little too high. Again, looked pretty good. Peralta's been looking good. I'll take the A's here. Sharon, A's team total over. So he says they're both playing well. A's first half here for Sharon. All right, next up, Nationals taking on the Rockies here. You got 2 teams that are struggling. Well, one team is struggling. The other team is downright awful. Rockies 3-15 coming in. Washington 7-12. Coming into this one, the why they reported steam did come in on the under in this game. For the Nationals here, coming in with Mackenzie Gore, 1-2 record, 3.52 ERA, 1.26 WHIP, 277 batting average against, and a 3.96 BABIP. For Dolander here, 1-1 record, 5.06 the ERA. 1.21 WHIP, 244 batting average against a 250 BABIP here in this one. Washington favored $1.30, $1.35 total here, 8.5 over 20. Starting to see some 9 under 20s here right now. Well, we're in Colorado, I get that, but so far, Colorado 3-2-1 to the over at home. Here, but Colorado 4-11-1 to the under as a dog. Most of that on the road. Washington 2-0 to the over as a favorite. I don't know if we can read anything into that. Let's take a look at some of the series numbers here. Possibly Washington has won 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. Washington 2-8 on the road so far. Not great here. Rockies can't lose them all. Yes, they suck. Maybe we've seen Washington play a couple of games recently pretty good. I don't know what games they were. They only scored 7 runs against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. So I'm on Colorado here. Come on. Colorado's about to win one. I'm taking Colorado in this one. I don't think anybody can stop me. Let's see what you guys got here. Robert says it's snowing. Good. That's what we need here. Cash gains on the Rockies money line. Terrell says it's going to be code here. Maybe that's why this total has gone down like it has, right? Steam to the under. Here's 9 legacy. Nationals and over here. I want to look at that weather all of a sudden. Let me find the weather report. I know you guys are all over it here, but 33 degrees. Gonna be snowing by the end of the game. Only before the game it's supposed to snow, and then at the end of the game. They got a little window there for 2 hours, but then it'll snow again. I love it when it snows at the end of the game. Zoe says go unders, twisted on the Nats. And Sharon going with me on the Rockies here. I'm taking the Rockies tonight. And probably got a total. Probably got a premium. Okay, one more. Giants and Angels. I remember where I was when these two teams played their 7th game of the World Series, but I don't know if I can share it on the air, believe it or not. The Angels have lost 4 straight games coming into this one as they got swept out of there by the Rangers last time out. Giants split their series with the Phillies. You got Logan Webb here going 1.5. I'm sorry, 2.62 ERA, 1.2 WHIP. Here, 235 batting average against, a 328 BABIP for Logan Webb. For Tyler Anderson here, 1-0. They've won all 3 of his starts. 2.87 ERA, 1.49 WHIP, 151 batting average against. Giants here, 13-6 on the season, 13-5 to the over. They're averaging 5.5 runs per game coming into this one. The Angels are 9-9. And averaging 4.4 runs per game, allowing 5 runs per game. Things aren't perfect in Angel Land here for sure. They've got a pretty bad bullpen with a 5.91 ERA. Could be better at home here. Giants pretty big favorite, $1.50 or so, and the total 8 pretty much in this one. Let's see what you have here with the Giants, the awesome Giants, and the slumping Angels all of a sudden. Is that what it is here? Let's go to the chat. See what you got. We've got Giants run line here for blue, and then Angels run line here for Cash Cane. Thank you, Blue. Thank you. Great job. The Twisted's on the Giants. Terrell's got O'Hop for a prop. See what I did there? What is that run line on the Angels? I don't know if well, 1.5 minus 130 here. That's not awful for something that I might be. Anyways, I'm going to take the under here in this one with San Francisco and the Angels. And Dirty Red says Angels, what can you do? They've only played 3 home games so far, and they went, 7-8 on the road. That's pretty good for them, right? I'm going to go with the under here as my play with San Francisco and the Angels. Kiadra says fade the Angels. Sharon's got a Nerfy. And 9 Legacy likes the Giants here. Robert likes the under. Text going over. That's going to do it for the morning steam, huh? Guess that's it. Got one other thing for you here. I don't think I have a graphic, but there is a game in the UFL tonight between the Memphis Showboats and the Michigan Panthers. I've got the over in this one. It's all the way up to 37 here tonight, but I've got the over tonight with Memphis and Michigan in the UFL. All right. Don't forget, you can get more plays from me. I'll have more baseball plays for sure here today over at winnable.com. I also have some tennis plays still to come over there on the free subscription. So check me out over at winnable.com. Use the promo code STEAM, save 20% off premium pick packages. Today, just 56 cents a day when you use the promo code STEAM. I'm here with you a couple of hours every day, hopefully giving you some picks. You want more picks from me? You can't stand to be without picks from me. Check me out. You can set your notifications for when I send it out. Usually on the major sports, send out between 30 to 60 minutes before the game time. Never much later than that there. So, all right. Appreciate that. Let's do the drawing here for our 4-teamer they told me today. See who wins the giveaway. We definitely have a parlay here. I'll have to figure it out if someone wins. But let's see who wins. Caps, Joe, Nasty Nate, Primetime, Subhuman, AOC, Joe, 9 Legacy, Flea Mathis, Sharon Pulliaman, Flea Mathis has won. Congratulations to Flea. He'll get the 4-teamer here today with our consensus parlay. That'll do it for the Morning Steam Show. Appreciate it, everybody. We'll be back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific with NBA playoff action, with playoffs, and more playoffs. We'll be ready to go tomorrow in the playoffs here, right, with our action in the NBA and NHL as well, getting started with their series. So be sure to join me here for the Morning Steam. Don't forget our coverage here today, our PFL coverage tonight. Now, for sure, coverage at 6:50 p.m. Eastern, 3:50 Pacific for the last 3 to 4 fights of the main card. You do have pre-gaming. Mikey will take care of you with the primetime action. He doesn't have much. He'll get it done quickly because you just have the 2 basketball and you have the baseball card, full card. But Mike, you just have sprinkle a handful of games there. So probably just be looking at 4, 5, 6, 7 games or something like that. And then they'll get into the coverage, I believe, for the PFL tonight. Now, reportedly, we could have a members-only stream. Subhuman told me there at the beginning. So be ready for that. If you are a member, you'll be able to go to this backstage or the members-only stream. So you must be a member. Many of you are. You guys do an incredible job being a member of the channel. So that's something to look at. Subhuman telling us right there. Be ready for that today. So that'll be great. That'll do it for the show. All right. Thanks to everybody. Wow. Just great contributions today. Hopefully keep the winning up here on the Morning Steam. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the mother.